Alright, today is a very special day, a day I've been waiting for a while, because today I'm going to be unboxing the Garmin VivoActive 3 smartwatch. What's going on with the focus here? There we go. So this is something that I've been wanting for a while, the Garmin VivoActive 3, the smartwatch. Any of you guys that follow me on Strava, you know I've been complaining about some of the inaccuracies of the iPhone GPS and on Strava, and so my phone has also been crashing a lot with now that the weather's getting a little bit colder. I think that's a battery issue with a little bit of an older phone. It's almost a year old. So what else we got in here? This is paper, and a charging cable, and that's it. So not a lot in the box. It feels a lot lighter than I was expecting. I felt like, when you look at it online, it looks like a thicker watch. These wristbands seem really flimsy on kind of first glance, but I'm sure that they will do the job. If they don't, I'll let you know. On the back, you've got the heart rate monitor. And how does this charging cable connect? This is a USB-A on one side, and then on the other side is this weird connector here that charges into there to charge it. I thought it'd be magnetic, but you actually have to press it in. And there's like a click. I don't know if you can hear that when it's in and out. I don't really like that as much, but here's the watch. I'm currently dressed up, obviously not for running right now. One factor of that is schedule, and the other factor is that a big reason why I got this particular watch is that I wanted something that I could wear all the time, and I do have to work. So I didn't want anything that was square, and that excludes some of the major players, and I wanted a round one. And I don't swim, I don't really bike that much. I occasionally bike commute from time to time, but mostly I run. And so this is the watch that I wanted. I did not want the Garmin Fenix. I felt like that's a really high price point. I'm sure it's worth every penny, but not something that I was interested in. And so I wanted the VivoActive 3 as soon as it came out. Now, the reason why it took me a little while, and I kept telling people that I was going to be able to get a GPS watch soon, but not yet, was because it was my birthday a little while ago, and my wife got this for me for my birthday. It was out of stock. I wanted the slate color originally, but it was constantly on back order, and then eventually, at least on Amazon, they stopped offering it as even an option. And so I don't know if they're discontinuing that, or maybe they had problems producing it, but that's the reason why ultimately my wife was out Black Friday shopping and she saw this. She thinks that this is slate. Don't tell her it's not the color that I originally wanted, but she was so excited to get it for me that I don't want her to feel bad. So I'm powering up for the first time now. This is what it looks like on. I wanted to be able to wear it, again, to work. So a round face, something that doesn't look too smartwatch-y. So a lot of the other, let's pair it with a phone. Oh, I did not download the Garmin Connect mobile app to get started. So I'll have to do that. Let's go to Apple Store and do that. So while that's downloading, I think that with a phone, there's only one GPS radio or signal or receiver, transceiver on a phone. I think on a GPS watch, I think that there are two. And so I think that lets you better figure out where you are and could lead to, hopefully, a more accurate tracing. And so the big problem that I have is I run in the city, downtown Chicago, quite often, and the GPS tracings are absolutely ridiculous. They just zigzag all over the place. I have seen on Strava people that do have GPS watches that still experience that problem, and I think to an extent it can't be completely removed, but I'm hoping that this will help at least for a lot of those situations to at least improve the tracing. And a lot of times, even just when I'm running out by the lake and there are no buildings nearby at all, or if I'm running out on a trail and there's absolutely no buildings around, sometimes the GPS tracing gets a little bit goofy. And so I'm hoping that the GPS watch will be able to get me some more consistent results, so that way I can know and have a better idea of what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I'm setting up my Garmin account. Ooh, okay, it's ready to connect my VivoActive 3, so it's already picked that up. Now some digits have appeared on the watch. Now I can pair it, completing the setup. Relatively quick, it seems. Asking to connect to a whole bunch of my different, my calendar, and now it's asking me questions about myself, my height. I'm not sure exactly what I weigh. I'm telling it now which wrist I'm gonna wear it on. Ooh, this is nice, and this is a big feature. So the nub on the watch, that like a regular watch, it would always be on the right hand side. I've always thought that was weird and it would be difficult to reach. I've always thought that it would be better to be able to pinch with your thumb rather than your index finger, and this gives you the option of switching that. So I'm gonna take advantage of that, although it makes putting on the watch feel a little bit awkward. You're doing this part backwards. Let's skip the goals for now. Almost done. Syncing, because right now it's, I don't know if you could see this, but it's showing it's upside down. This would be upside down to me because I flipped it over. Now it's already flipped back over. Hit finish. Now it's gonna teach me about how to use this watch. Next, swipe through the navigate, side swipe, press and hold watch face. All right, so you could set up Garmin Pay, you can create a workout and connect to the IQ store. Yes, right now I definitely need to make sure I make this brighter. It's not bright enough. Choose different watch faces, that's cool. I'm gonna play around with this some more, tinker with it, kind of customize it and play around with it, make it fit my needs a little bit better, test out how it connects to the phone and receive notifications, things like that, because that's another important feature to me to have. If I'm gonna put something on my wrist and wear it all the time, I wanna be able to have some of those features. And so I've never had a smartwatch before. This is my first one, so we'll see how I like it, and I will follow up with you towards the end of the day. I am about a little bit more than a mile in, almost a mile and a half so far. The watch seems to be working just fine. The pacing seems about right. If anything, it seems to be a little bit generous. I might be a little bit fast, but also it's really warm out today. 50 degrees here in Chicago, so definitely above average and much warmer than it's been. So that might have to do with a little bit of a faster pace. Although I am feeling a little bit under the weather today, so I don't know how hard I'll be able to run today. I'm just gonna go for about 10K. All right, just finished my run for today. This watch has me at it just about 6 miles. This is my normal 10K route that I did. I've always suspected it's a little bit under 10K, and that's about what this watch, the Garmin VivoActive 3, has brought me in at. Strange thing is though today, even though the same route on my phone usually gives me about 6.1, about 10K, every time that I do it, today it only gave me 5.9. And it was weird. Sometimes the phone, I had my phone, GPS and Strava tracking, as well as the watch. And at times the phone would be giving me more generous distance, and other times by the end, the watch caught up and actually gave me more distance than the phone. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. It may have to do with when I pause it you know, take like a video clip from when I'm running and then resume. I'm guessing that this is more accurate when it resumes than the phone is. I'm thinking that's probably where that comes from. But either way, both are giving me pretty consistent results. And that's about what I expected for this particular run. The more challenging ones will be when sometime this week I think I'll have to go for a 10-mile run and get down to Buckingham Fountain. When I do that, I have to run around some very tall buildings over by Navy Pier and under a bridge, and that always throws everything off. So it'll be interesting to see how the watch does then. And sometime this week I'll try and run commute home. And when I do that, I have to run through a lot of tall buildings as well. So that'll be some real torture tests for it. I don't know that any GPS device can really handle that because, I mean, you're going underground. So we'll see how that does. But so far, I really like the watch. I like running with this on. You know, you don't feel like it's on there. I like being able to just instantly look down and see how I'm doing time and pace-wise and distance. So I really like this.
Yo, what's going on?